Not always the way. You go on a little vacation, get back to work, and everything's gone to hell without you. So let's check out our table here. Gracious jumbles. Ready? Roll conscription. Draft is up and running. Report in Commander's absence, Crusaders were led by Queen Galfrey, but everyone remembered that the official title leader crusade had not been taken away from the commander. His glory attracted many warriors, and a detachment of such volunteers arrived at the walls of Dresden. Thanks to the power of the Wardstorm residing in Dresden, the demon siege was much less bloody than it could have been. Enough soldiers survived in the citadel to form a fighting detachment was now awaiting commander's orders. Dead Man's Club. It's like a lame version of Fight Club. Soldiers who lost their comrades along with their will to live founded the so-called Dead Man's Club. They leave Dresden to die in battle as heroes and deal as much damage to the enemy as they can in the process. Unfortunately, these actions ruin the officers' plans and undermine discipline within the ranks. I bet Ember can talk some sense to them. Ember talked to the soldiers and convinced them that death was inevitable and could often be pointless and sudden. These warriors were given a chance to die for a reason. Soldiers were inspired by her words and decided not to expedite their deaths. After those who persisted in their desire to fall with honor, she did not try to stop them. Awaken the blasphemous weapon made of flesh fragments is complete, but its power is dormant. It is necessary to conduct the rituals that will awaken it. It is the most forbidden of the occult libraries. Wizards have discovered 3 dark spells. Each can breathe power into the pernicious weapon of demons. Craving awe. That was delightful. Unholy rituals, I don't doubt it. That kobold, what's his name back? Pinnock! Sniffing the air and twitching his ears, in response to something nearby, Pinnock whispers, "Shush, can you hear them rustling? I've acquired some new neighbors recently, a pack of rats. Do you know anything about rat extermination? If you do, I could use your advice." "Do what I can." Long story short, a pack of local rats has declared war on me. First they just stole my supplies, so I drove them away with some poison rat traps. Then those cunning rascals started terrorizing me, chewing through my beautiful new boots. That made me really angry. So I tamed a few guard lizards. Kobolds use them instead of cats, and I made myself an army. And then I declared my own righteous practical crusade. Now I'm wondering what the rat's next move will be. Just imagine you're the Rat King, let's call you. Well, to keep it simple, let's call you Rat Scary. And one day a horrible stranger will invade your domain, an invincible kobold, a raticidal crusader, with a whole army of guard lizards at his command. What do you do? I'll do it personally. Yes, now we're getting somewhere. This radical crusade really has become a personal matter for me, a true vocation. Naturally, I would never turn down a challenge. Instead, I would jump at the bait and run straight to the heart of the Rat King's lair. But if I fail, that's it. My crusade's over, and without me around, all my lizards can do is flee in terror. He grins maliciously, sweeps his palm across his face, wiping my ominous expression, restoring usual calm, sarcastic demeanor. Oh, it seems I got a little carried away. Perhaps I need rest. Just thinking to yourself, Pinnock, how stupid are you? Why do you keep pestering me with your idiotic questions? Start being useful already. Fine, I'll start being useful now. It has come to my knowledge that in the city of Iz there is an ancient temple with a library full of valuable scrolls. The demons have probably already destroyed most of them, but the priests have a hiding place marked with these two symbols. Check it out if you have time. Try finding this hiding spot. Do that, I get lucky. My shoulders sag suddenly as an invisible weight. Gales lose their luster. You've listened carefully, and now you must be asking yourself where I get my information from, and you've likely guessed by now, after my tribe was crushed, I wandered alone for a long time. I had many adventures during those dark days. Will you tell me? When my tribe was defeated, I was left alone. There was no one left to save. I outlined two main goals for myself. The first was revenge. Revenge on everyone who had doomed my tribe to extinction. As long as my heart kept beating, I would seize every chance I could to get them harm. My second goal was to destroy the Night Ruby's contract with the devils, which doomed my soul and the souls of my kin to rot in hell. The contract remained my only property, but even without a single coin in my pocket, I was still a decent spy. I collected information about the Drow and gave it to their enemies. I helped the devil's slaves rebel, and then I gave away devil's secret to demons. Yes, demons. Everyone I was collaborated with was disgusting, but demons seemed to be trying to be even more vile than the rest. Using them was easy, but I always wanted to scrub my soul clean with soap afterwards, so I pitted my enemies against each other and knew that sooner or later someone would come after me. But I was lucky my network of agents grew bigger as the information I collected became more and more dangerous, just like myself. It was dirty work. Once when I was pitting a dark cult of Dahak followers against devils, I doomed an entire group of innocents to death. And they were dying on the altars. I stayed in the shadows listening to the chants to Dahak and recalling the Night Ruby's glory days. I thought plagued me. Maybe we deserved everything we had to endure. It might be the case. Yes, I had to do a lot of bad things, but in the end, I got what I wanted. The pact with hell turned me to ashes, and I watched. I felt happy and empty inside. Now what? Do I go home, or do I throw myself into the nearest chasm? And I decided I would keep fighting, no longer for the sake of my tribe, but for the sake of everyone. I'm going to fight against any attempt by the lower planes to interfere with our lives. I am no king or hero, of course, I'm just a spy, but sometimes a single spy can do more than 100 kings. That's why I'm here. Who knows? Maybe I'm paying down the debts of the Night Ruby tribe. Hope someday I'll pay them off in full. Now you know my whole story. And now you know the rest of the story. Do you have anything to give to story to? You saw, slowly, barely moving, a formless figure shovels towards you. When it finally draws near, you realize it's Chief Soul. It stayed at him. The wound has desiccated him, drained him of his last vestiges of strength. His clothes are caked in blood, his eyes are glazed and rolling in his head. Black saliva trickles from his slowly gaping mouth. Soul, is this really you? Soul, what are you doing here? Commander, to Dresden. I'm going to Dresden. Need to gather. Rescue. Easy, easy. We'll rescue everyone. Alright, Soul? The commander's back. Everything's gonna be fine. Where are the other mongrels? There's America. There's Lair. They're all there. There's 7 maps Lyris? There. It's not himself. You need to give him heals first. He'll remember something once he gets some rest. You say so. Thank you, Commander. You're the commander. Need to get to Dresden. There. We'll talk there. Everybody wants a piece of my time. Where's the son of a bitch?
This is my path.
Where is he down by land? Ah, he is okay. That makes sense. Saul's looking better, his wounds have been bandaged, his gaze is more lucid, and yet he's still not the same peaceful old man who left Dresden. His haggard, pale face bears mark of emaciation and death. Commander, Ishbak, so I am. I can't believe it. You must be charmed or something. I bet Sabamelech thinks you must have died long ago. But here you are, wheezing away. Come on then, tell us what happened. We need to hurry. What happened to the Mongols while I was gone? Well, at first, nothing unusual. We were just living our lives. But then the whole tribe got stricken with something. It was like a disease. Your arms shake, your legs shake, it tears you from the inside. Nobody knew anything about it. And then one night, we all woke up. Can't remember what came next. I remember opening my eyes, and I'm walking out the gate. The guard stopped me, and I say, "Lady, have any shoulders?" He doesn't believe me. And I just grab him and, oh, I don't remember, I really don't. Like a nightmare it was. I remember us walking a long way, I remember the white eyes of a demon, people screaming, it's sickening to remember. I guess I can guess what was happening there. Sabamelech performed his vile ritual again. Yes, he fed them human flesh, and when he wasn't enough for some, he would sting them with his poison. Those who survived became something else. Why are you wandering alone in the moon? I'm old, weak, good for nothing, not even for being a demon's slave. They poured blood down my throat, and still I couldn't get the power all our tribesmen got. So the demon just said, "Be gone, carry on, let the wound kill you. You're on your last legs all the same." Useless I am. No, you're not useless. Sabamelech underestimated you, but you beat him. You survived, and you made the journey back. All I could ever wish for is to be half as tough as you are, Saul. Do you remember where Sabamelech is holed up? Yes, there was ruins, the Valley of Temples, he called them. He said something with a city hanging over a rift, an ancient city. The city of Iz. It's a funny coincidence that we need to go there anyway, although it's not much of a surprise really. The demons are either cowards or idiots, so that's probably why Sabamelech is sticking close to Iz, so he can turn tail and run back to his friends if things get ugly. How are you feeling? I'm done, Commander. My service is over. He said his poison makes us stronger, but my body can't take it. My time is short. If only I know my tribe will return, then I could lie down and die in peace. I'll bring your people back. We will, Chief. I've sworn to destroy Sabamelech no matter what it takes. I'll keep my word. Maybe you can't. Maybe there's no bringing them back anymore. Whoever's poisoned is poisoned forever. But shaming them before I go, even like that, would be a blushing. Hey now, the commander has already promised you he'll get everyone back. Don't make him reconsider. And don't even go dying on us before we get back, you hear? I'll bring him back, not necessarily alive. Or in one piece. Buddy.
Let us be off.
Commander, lying on the riverbank, the sand is soaked with blood. Save Melissa. What happened to you? The village so beautiful, so peaceful, so many good people living here. But something has been worrying me since the day I came here. I couldn't stop thinking about all the strange rituals at the grove and all the weird conversations about firstborns being doomed to die. I tried not to think too much about it. If the villagers were not willing to embrace the faith of Aristil, I didn't want to appear judgmental. But I was wrong. I should have trusted my instincts. There's a great evil at work in this village. When Melissa and I decided to get married, she told me that she wanted to do it under the rites of Aristil. I hadn't asked her to do that, but she tried already to make up her mind. It was entirely her decision. She asked me not to tell Markel about it, and we tried to keep things quiet, but he found out anyway. While he grew more and more gloomy every passing day, I did not understand what was going on until Melissa finally told me the truth, something that everyone else in the village knew except me. Locals perform their wedding rites upstream from the isle on a boat. The bride is supposed to take off her wreath and send it floating down the stream, while she recites a horrible, profane oath that I do not wish to repeat. You see, when she gives away her wreath, she also promises to give her firstborn to the river, body, mind, and soul. It may not happen right away, it may take years, but in the end, the river will always take what belongs to it. And Markel, he is a few minutes older than Melissa. Do you see? The people of Chili Creek believe that they worship the river, but these rites are not druidic in nature. They are not the rituals of the green faith, or the cultic practices of some minor deity. No, this malevolent force, whatever it is, has a physical presence in the world. Markel has lost his mind. His parents swore to him, to this monster, and now it has deprived him of his sanity. He took Melissa to the isle. That's probably where the monster lives, where the sacrifices to it are made. So the locals sacrifice their firstborns to the river. The bride awaits as part of the ritual. Not exactly. The locals are decent people. They don't kill their children with their own hands. The wreath is just a sign of obedience. The future parents agree that the river can take their firstborns whenever it wants. It has the right to take their bodies or their minds. It can summon them at any time and demand services from them. Sometimes the river exercises that right. There's more. Markel was the firstborn son, the older twin. When he did this to me, he wasn't himself anymore. I believe the river took control of him. Whatever monster the locals worship has been controlling his thoughts and actions. What must I do to save Melissa? Markel took her to Pikefin. It's an isle in the middle of the river. You can see it from here. Something drove him insane. The evil that has controlled the village for all these years, it lives on the isle. Take one of the boats from the village and set her free. I need help. No, it's too late for me. I can already hear Aristil's hunting horn. My god is waiting for me. All I ask is that you save my wife. My journey through this world... My journey is over. Farewell, Durden, rest in peace. Save her... Lark's breath is shallow and ragged, his quivering lips are still, his eyes closed, and he passes his way to his god. Can't loot his body? Aw. I told you, Wicker Man vibes.
I stand ready.
You are my favorite egg.
Or pre-books.
The world has suffered enough.
There it is.
Decide already. We should move.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
These guys probably don't count as evil because they're elementals, but...
We won't falter.
Simply business. Kneel before me. You won't survive.
Slide it off on the Cowboys. Nothing in the village I need to be aware of, is there? Let's go take Bodie McVoteface. What is more dangerous, the unpredictability of nature or the hostile intentions of another? The malevolent force hiding on this isle is as wild, volatile, and ruthless as the natural world. But it also has a cunning intelligence, a devious, vindictive desire to keep away unwanted visitors. As soon as commander reaches for the oars, the water around the boat turns into a thick sheet of ice that freezes the vessel in place. What will the commander do now? I'll move nearby boats and push away from the shore before it freezes too. Commander swiftly leaps into a different boat and pulls away from the shore. Cold ice suddenly melts away, releasing the banks of the river from its frigid grasp. The commander sets off for the shore of the small, rocky isle, but his journey does not go unnoticed, and it seems someone on the isle does not like uninvited guests. Suddenly, the mist that rises from the surface of the river thickens into a dense cloud of fog. It blinds the commander and obscures his surroundings. Where is the shore? Where is the isle? The fog is so thick the commander cannot even see the oar he is holding in his hands. What will the commander do now that he is blinded by the fog? Perception it is. The sound of running water, the splash of a fish, a wind rustling through the branches of the forest, the sound of a bird chirping on a shore far away, all these sounds paint a picture in the commander's mind that no fog can hide. A light breeze slowly begins to dissipate the cloud of fog. The boat is headed straight toward the island. It will not be long before the commander reaches the black rocky shore of the Pikefin. The rocky isle is desolate and bare. Blue-gray lichen and a few sparse, straggling weeds are all that survive on its black rocky shore. Further inland, the entrance to a cave gapes open like a toothless mouth. Suddenly, a violent gust of wind sweeps out from the entrance of the cave toward the river. The water, which was calm only moments ago, begins to swell into a massive foaming waves that threaten to smash the boat into the boulders along the coast. How will the commander reach the shore? Steer the boat through the waves, navigate on rocks, or still land. The boat is tossed about relentlessly by the waves. It is flung into the air and is nearly dashed to pieces on the rocks. However, the commander manages to steer the flimsy vessel away from collision and out of danger. The moment the boat touches the shore, the storm subsides as suddenly as it started. It is hard to believe that only moments ago, this calm, lazy river was a maelstrom of raging waves and gushing torrents. The air is still and peaceful, the howling gales and roaring winds have completely subsided. The isle looks calm, but so did the river. Looks can be deceiving. The lichen-covered black boulders along the shore do not look like they have ever been disturbed. It would be easy to assume the isle is uninhabited. There are no bones or traces of any rituals, but after moving further inland, the commander sees Markel's boat. It has been carefully pulled up onto the shore beyond the reach of the waves. Noises can be heard from within the cave ahead. There's a shrill, angry voice followed by the sound of a woman's scream. Where am I facing?
Can't hide from me. Aha!
Take a look.
Wow.
March on!
The cave is cold and dark. The ground is covered in fog and an icy current of air flows towards you from the depths of the cave. Water drips from the ceiling and dim lanterns cast grotesque shadows on the walls. All these years we've been worshipping the three of you, all our prayers to the icy rill, all our sacrifices, O gods and our children, it's been you the whole time? Melissa is huddled in a corner, clasping a withered wreath of grass and flowers to her chest. Looks like she's been crying. Standing in front of her are 3 horrifying old hags. Arkil sits at their feet like a faithful dog. And what's wrong with us, child? The old woman's skin is even whiter than her hair, and her breath hangs in the air like an icy mist. Her voice is kind, but her gentle words lack sincerity. Beneath her friendly exterior, she is cold and ruthless as ice. We do not wish to bring any harm to you or your brother, but unfortunately, you have not given us what we are owed. Deliver to the river what is rightfully hers, and both of you can leave in peace. You're always too soft, Lavixia. Hag's voice sounds like the roar of wind during a storm. Her skin is covered with spidery blue veins and eyes flash like lightning. Do what you were told, lass. Hand over that wreath or face the consequences. You won't escape us. You can run, but you can't hide from old Latinda. Loretta, Lavixia, my sisters, do you hear me? You know what is destined to happen, must happen. This old woman speaks in a whisper. Her blind eyes are as cloudy as the fog on the river. But she turns and points a finger at you resolutely. Look who has arrived. This is one whose face was revealed to us in dark waters. He's arrived already? Well, that is a surprise. We dislike uninvited guests, but you are clearly strong, agile, and smart. We appreciate those qualities in a person. Very well, since you're here, might as well come in. Alessia, all right. Commander, Aristle be praised. Those things drove Marco crazy, made him kill my husband. I don't understand what they want. Please save us. So you praise the old stag now? Ungrateful child. Who has kept you fed and protected you from every danger? Did your mother worship the old hunter? How about your grandmother, or her grandmother before her? Did they offer him praise? I think not. A little village with important traditions. Old traditions that are honored and respected by everyone. Now why does that sound familiar? Who are you? Who are we? Perhaps we are the waves on the river, or the fish in the deep. Perhaps we are the mist on the water. Are we solid ice or a raging storm? Why do you ask question when you already know the answer? Haven't we already met between the two shores? My sister is wise, but she likes to speak in riddles. We are the 3 maidens of the river, generous to those on the water and revered by those on the land. We fill nets with fish and keep the filth of the abyss away from our people. And we ask for very little in exchange. Ungrateful mortals. We do everything for them. And what do we get in return? Nothing. Instead of being thankful for our protection, these ingrates have started praying to some old bowman. Real live hags. And are you actively practicing magic? How fascinating. Listen, there's something I need to ask. Why do you always gather in groups of 3? The numbers have their magic, and we have our numbers. 2 has magic of its own, a pair of lovers, a mother and a daughter, a teacher and a student. 4 make a crowd. And that's close to 5. Bah! No one really casts spells in groups of 5. 3's company. 3 is the most powerful number in the world. Sets of 3 are everywhere you look. Everything in the world is either solid like ice or liquid like water or fleeting like fog. Every event was, is, or will be. Every person is either here or there or nowhere. The most powerful spells are woven when there are 3. What curious explanation, but it contains a number of logical and factual flaws. Did you know that there are more than 3 states of matter? Take plasma, for example. I managed to isolate it once. I even held it in my hands, though not for very long. By the way, did you know that you can determine the severity of your burns by... If you know all the answers, then why are you asking us questions? Stop your foolish prattle, it bores us. So, you've been deceiving villagers. They think they worship the river. They have no clue that they're actually offering sacrifices to 3 hags. Is this deceit? They pray to the river? Are we not the embodiment of the river? They make us sacrifices? Do we not accept them? And when they ask for help, do we not help? Well, there's gratitude for you, mortals. Pfft. We stay awake all night out of concern for their well-being. We fend off demons so they can feel safe. But instead of appreciating our efforts, they call us liars. If it was up to me, I'd make you... You shouldn't insult us like that. We find your accusations offensive. We are not mortal tricksters pretending to be gods. We are one with the river. The villagers have agreed to pay us a price for our help. We offer them a fair bargain. The stupid girl decides to cheat us. If anyone here has fallen victim to deception, it's us. They cry out as they strike you. Die, monsters! Well, sisters, let us see who kills this landlubber the quickest. It's foolish to attack women like us in our own home. Very foolish. There have been many like you, but where there are bones now, who's left to remember them?
Close ranks.
As always, blessings. Don't quite a number on me already, aren't you?
It's your time to cease to exist.
Strike with all your might.
Goes down like limp dick.
We can do it. Forwards.
Endure this!
I go bit the dust, unfortunately. Egg's demise. Saving throws. Protection, very nice, very nice. Thank you for saving us from those monsters. Didn't think I was going to survive. Arkell, what have you done? What will you do next? I'll bury my husband into the ground, and then I'll leave. I'll go wherever the wind takes me, as long as it's far away from this river. I never want to see this place again. You tell the villagers the truth? Do they know they've been worshipping hags the whole time? I did, but they don't believe me. They don't want us to believe the truth. They say it must have been a nightmare, or that Markel drank too much. They come up with dozens of different explanations. The truth is just too terrible to bear. We'll keep practicing their rites. I wouldn't be surprised if another nasty creature comes to live on Pikefin in a couple of years. I'm sure there are plenty of foul things that would gladly prey on these villagers and accept their sacrifices. I can't live among these people anymore. Sorry for your loss. Thank you, I lost my entire family in one day. Anyway, nice telling you. Yes, prayers are still for you every day. Here, take this. It's an old family heirloom. I don't know how many generations it's been in our family, but I want you to have it. Here's a sign of my gratitude that will help you on your path to victory. Thank you for everything. Farewell. Brothers, sisters, I'm having a vision. I see him. I see the commander, one of the disciples of the holy martyr.
You've marched me to the bones today.
There he is, standing before me as if he were alive. A dirty, exhausted fighter in rusted armor jabs his finger at you, staring at you intently as his eyes seem most bulge out of their sockets. Hey, Toil, look over there. It's definitely him. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, I see him too. But where's the martyr herself? Heavy-set tiefling with broken horns and a convict man on cheeks takes a hesitant step towards you. Doesn't seem like a vision. Hey, you alive over there? Give me a sign. Oh, I'm not a vision, baby. Knight stare at you, obviously afraid to come closer. Toil nods at you. Yeah, it seems real enough. We all believe Ember, the holy martyr, perished in the abyss along with the commander and our other disciples. Half a year has passed, but if you're alive, what happened to the preacher? Is she still alive? Why are you calling Ember the holy martyr? Everyone knows Ember perished in the abyss along with the commander and her other disciples and thus became a martyr. Well, everyone thought until this day. Who are you? Call ourselves the Redeemed Brotherhood who we are? The short answer is we're all scum, convicts, deserters, looters, even a few former cultists. Those who heard our Saint Ember's preaching and decided it wasn't too late to do something better with our lives and throwing them into the abyss. Not all of us were lucky enough to see her in the flesh, of course. Those who heard her sermons passed on her words to others, and we even collected her teachings and turned them into a book. Our thinking was, though, Ember herself may be gone. Well, we all thought she was gone. Her words would live on. They continued to spread and save those who were lost. Once there were enough of us, we had strength to fight back. So that's what we do now. We fight them everywhere we meet them. We don't go with the Queen. We decide someone should stay and keep an eye on the city and the surrounding area. Turns out we did the right thing. We met you here. Where are you going? Going to the unholy altar of Baphomet. The one shattered by the tears of Ember the Righteous. The surviving Templars live with the demon lord Thaskarod. Decided it was time to repair it and start offering up sacrifices again. She was no longer here. They started with our former cultists. We keep them captive and kill them one by one. They don't abandon our people. We are going to free them and shatter the altar into dust while we're at it, along with the demon and his minions. I won't lie to you, Commander, we could really use some help, but we have no time to gather reinforcements. Every hour we delay could mean a death sentence for one of our brothers and sisters. If you and the preacher decide to help us, we would be grateful till the end of days. If not, well, we'll somehow have to handle it on our own. If you decide to help us, after all, remember to bring Ember with you. The demons will run as soon as they see her. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah, good luck with that. I'll see you later. Thank you, Commander. Both. With you and Ember the Righteous on our side, we cannot lose.
Let us be off.
footsteps echoes around the empty halls of the Midnight Fane. Every step that brings you closer to the rift is answered with a pang in the wound above your heart. Stop. Now that the goddess and demoness have gone, we need to talk. If you have something to say, say it. I do have something to say, and it's important, even more so for you than for me. Hear me out before you go any further toward the rift, to the gates of midnight. Do not make a mistake that you cannot undo, I understand. I understand that you think you've been tricked and used. It is not so. I simply cannot reveal the whole truth to you without provoking the wrath of the 3 demon lords, who have all been paying close attention to the events in the wound. Articula, especially, as she knew more than the others. But I have never tried to hurt you. The process is still irreversible. Stop, your power will come back to you, and you can use it to defeat all your enemies. Power is not just an indulgence, power is freedom. Freedom to do whatever you want, to protect whomever you want, to punish whomever you see fit. And to not be afraid. To not be afraid of any gods or demons. No one can spin you around like a toy. Are you certain you want to reject that? Oh, dying of the world wound. If I keep the power you've gifted me, I'll keep this deadly disease too. That is true, but this issue can be solved. And you now know there are 2 keys to the world wound. It can be closed with either of the 2. One that closes it will die, the other one will survive, and their soul cured of its affliction. I just kill you. My answer is no, I will not stop. I want to get rid of this alien power. It is not mine, and has never belonged to me. You do not know what you are talking about, but I can't stop you. Not yet. Oh, go on then. Don't meet your demise. I will visit you again once you have realized what it is you have wrought.
Adventures await. Let's move.
Flickering flames of the rift, the gates of midnight, as Arilu called it, illuminate your face. You recall everything that happened here, your fight with Darazan, the surge of power that followed, and then that step into the abyss. Alarm rises in your soul, and your wound begins to pulse once more, as if your heart is demanding that you do something. You feel, to realize, to decide. Recall your life before you gained the mythic power. In your thoughts, you return to your past, the moment before you gained your power. Where you were bought, wounded, and it's for Canavras, you remember your childhood. Memories arise in your mind, but they're not what you were expecting. Pictures of your childhood flicker and fade. Instead, you see the dimness of a cave lit only by shimmering light and huge underground mushrooms and lichens. The silhouette bends over you, whispering something, its hands moving. The purple glow of an azure crystal glints before your eyes, and the wound in your chest responds with a brief flash of pain. The vision fades. Maybe the memories of your recent past are so deeply embedded in your mind that they have overshadowed all the rest? Trust my heart. It tells me the path of Aurelius' plan for me is one of evil. I must reject it. Good call, good call. For a brief instant, you are overrun by terrible weariness and exhaustion. You become disoriented, and you start shaking violently. But as the fit subsides, you feel an unusual clarity of mind and an influx of energy. Along with this comes realization. You must press on. You must revisit the places where you felt the surges of your mythic powers, step by step, as if returning to your past. The next place you must go is not too far, in Dresden, a place where the sword of valor fluttered in the winds before the army of crusaders. The Sword of Valor, the great relic of the Crusaders, has saturated this place with its divine aura. Your wound is making itself felt again. Seems to be burning, but it doesn't feel like it did during the previous burst of pain. It is more like the itching sensation that accompanies a healing scar. But this, along with your sensation, comes anxiety. Your heart pounds harder and harder as if it's trying to break out of your chest. Chill seizes you, and somewhere at the limit of your hearing, you can make out alarmed whispers of moans of pain. All over my soul, let everything tainted my soul flow like so much bad blood. Short spasm shakes your body. A voice you can barely make out utters a desperate shriek, and immediately something appears in front of you. A vague silhouette, an indistinct figure that bears a striking resemblance to... Who are you? Who are you? Why are you tormenting me?
We cannot be defeated.
Aha!
Strike with all your might.
Why? Why? It hurts so much. Get a dustpan. Now do you see what's happening? Arlene's projection appears before you as if she has been waiting for this particular moment. You're killing yourself, literally. Stop now, before it's too late. What was that? Your power is trying to take shape and prevent you from getting rid of it. It's part of your soul. With it, you are whole, no matter what you think. Save your breath, Aurelio. Go soak your head. I'll still try. I understand your rage. I know that you hope to heal the wound in your soul, but it's all a lie, an oversimplified solution that will lead you to a dead end. Ayomide lied to you. She convinced you that she cared about your well-being. In truth, the only thing she interests deities, even so-called good gods, is holding onto their celestial thrones. They were the ones who created a universe where pain, violence, and injustice reign supreme, where mortals are given the most pitiful lot imaginable. Living a ridiculously short life, dying of sickness or injury, powerless to control their own souls after they die. Why would you want to regain all of that when they gave you so much more? I'm not afraid of my mortality, and I don't need powers imposed on me. Very good. Let's see how much longer you can hold on like this. Just remember that it's still not too late to step back. The witch's projection disappears. Silence falls. You are no longer shuddering from the cold, and your heart stops pounding. An odd feeling grows inside your chest. This is how birds must feel when they navigate over oceans and continents to get home. You sense where this vague call is beckoning you, to the Lost Chapel, the place where you defeated Nulkineth and felt a surge of mythic power for the second time. Commander, what a blessing it is to have you back. Mendev's in need of your help. There's been a revolt in Nero Scion. The disgruntled nobles are completely out of control. They proclaimed a royal council dissolved and arrested several of its members. Many politicians were accused of collaborating with the demons. Some were executed, others were torn apart by the crowd. The first treasurer has fled. There's fighting in the streets between mercenaries hired by the aristocrats and the guard, who is loyal to the royal council. Dresden has received letters from the insurgents as well as the loyal servants of the crown, requesting your support. Both the royal council and I have faith that you will elect to defend the legitimate authority. This faith is not misplaced, is it? If the powerful have gone mad and spilling blood in the streets, there is only one force that can stop them, the Church. We'll appeal to the clerics to intervene in this conflict. Their voices will be heard. The politicians have neglected their duty, but maybe the soldiers won't? There's got to be some honest generals left in Mendev. Bless them to bring their troops to the capital and put an end to the unrest. The situation must be pretty grim if they're just asking. You're absolutely right, Commander. I admit the Royal Council hasn't shown you the proper respect and amicability. I myself brought this to their attention numerous occasions, but trust me when I say, none of them wished you ill. They all shared the unshakable belief you were the savior of our nation. What does the council has to say? But I implore you to not delay. Every minute counts. What can the church do in a situation like this? From a living wall between opposing sides, call for mercy, and if necessary, warn them about heaven's wrath. People sometimes forget their conscience, and if that's what clerics are for. In the end, they will remind the people in the middle of a holy war. In land, can we count on the military leaders to help us? A bureaucrat's oath is a little different from a soldier's oath. Politicians have betrayed Mendev. The last hope is the army. The troops march near Sion, bring order back to the streets. It will cool everyone's heads. It's a dangerous solution. The military doesn't like to surrender what they have captured, which is the mindset of a soldier, and run the risk of establishing a military dictatorship in Mendev. Give power to the belligerents, they'll order the nation around like a company of recruits on the parade deck. Years of careful diplomatic work will go to waste. No soldiers are inflexible. They cannot handle such delicate matters. Okay. Well, if they're worshipping demons, then that sounds like something the church would be able to intervene in. So, social, well, that's the church intervene in this conflict. The word of truth will be stop the bloodshed. My hope rests on High Priest of Nero Scion. He is an honorable man. Apologize once more for misunderstandings we've had in the past, Commander. I thank you and I won't take any more of your time. As soon as the situation in Nero Scion changes, I immediately convene the Diplomatic Council to give you a full report. Commander, glad to see you back at the head of the Military Council. A decision is required of you more urgently than ever. Here's the situation. We don't have an army in the strictest sense, and the enemy is putting up much more of a fight than previously. Judging by the reports, the demons are relying less and less on armies of mortal servants and the power of simple blades and more magic and dark sorceries. We must respond in kind by bolstering our forces with expert spellcasters. I'm prepared to send an order to Kennebress at once, requesting the necessary reinforcements. I propose we support our army with bardic magic. Bards learn all kinds of spells in their travels, and their songs can inspire warriors and give them strength to fight. The demons know the vile magics, but I know something stronger than that, the power of the gods. We need some war priests in our army. The spells will chase away darkness and heal the wounded. It would do well to invite monks in our army. They've been hardened by a lifetime of training, and even demonic corruption cannot harm them. If you're in need of mages versed in the art of killing, you contact the Daggermere Poisoners Guild. Alchemists are second to none when it comes to making deadly poisons and utilizing them in battle. Why do you leave Galfrico? Captain noted. I did put in a request for a transfer to the front lines. Unfortunately, it was refused. Command determined that, due to psychological trauma I suffered in my years of service on the border, I am no longer fit for battlefield command. As much as it stings to admit it, they may be right. It's been a long time that I smell burning flesh and heard screams of battle, and I can't guarantee that when I do, I'll be able to maintain my composure. That I won't fail. The soldiers will be depending on me. However, I can still serve them by staying where I am. I'll probably go with the war priests, honestly. What do advisors have to say? See, they're war priest battle ready. Well, they're war priests, I would hope so. Of course, there are plenty of brave and honest people among them, and serving gods of light makes it their duty to resist evil. Many war priests made a conscious choice to forego a life of peace because their ideals wouldn't let them stand idly by. They have studied the military craft, and their blessings and healing spells have saved many a soldier's life. I hate the idea of risking the lives of God's servants. If they perish, their celestial patrons may resent it and turn their backs on us. But if I die, I'm a celestial servant. Why do bards help us on the battlefield? Good God, man. It's become a fine tradition among Mendevian warriors to go battle accompanied by songs of daring bards who glorify heroic deeds and strengthen the hand that smites the demons. Their ballads inspire soldiers, and their spells can prove useful in the most unexpected situations. Bards, their tongues are too long. Let's cut them out. Can monks really just stand with demonic magic, Regal? Monks are paragons of restraint and iron discipline. They are comparable to Hell Knights in that regard. Among other things, they'll bring value of order to our troops. Let the soldiers see how all the demonic machinations and temptations break upon the monk's iron will. Then they themselves will become more calm and resolute. Right? War priest it is. Excellent. Our fighters will need their spells, but their words of solace and support just as important too. To reach a soldier's heart, you need to eat from the same pot and wear the same boots. I will send a letter to Kenneris immediately, requesting a group of spellcasters to be sent to our aid. I'm certain they'll arrive soon, Commander. Alright. Well, we're a little bit pressed for time, so I guess I'll cut out from there. That's some more great progress we're making. It gets more interesting every episode. Yeah, and once again, I'll thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, or I'll find you, and have an awesome time. Bye-bye for now.